Life passes by rapidly. In what would seem like no time, your little ones will grow up into grown-ups with a unique kind of energy. Also, when they do, you would maintain that they should be prepared forever. Instruction gives your kids the information they need about various subjects, however it doesn't be guaranteed to furnish them with fundamental abilities. We take you through the rundown of a couple of fundamental abilities your teens ought to be aware before they leave the home and how guardians can assist kids with securing these abilities. Life is brimming with shocks, both charming and terrible. To prepare your kid to confront anything throughout everyday life, you ought to assist them with securing these essential fundamental abilities as a young. 1. Cash or planning abilities. Cash may not be truly significant throughout everyday life, but rather it unquestionably is imperative for an agreeable life. To that end, monetary discipline is a significant expertise to master as a young person. Planning abilities assist teens with mastering the worth of cash, cognizant spending, as well as anticipating what's to come. 2. Preparing or food abilities. Knowing how to acquire food or cook food is one of the essential fundamental abilities for young people. Show them the beneath fundamental food abilities so they can make do in any region of the planet. 3. Dress sense or attire abilities. Your youngsters could change their style totally inferable from outer impacts, yet the odds are they might get affected by some unacceptable individuals. In this way, this is the way they get one of the ordinary abilities right. 4. Individual prepping. Prepping is an expertise that youngsters need to master right off the bat. Individual preparing is critical to remain sound and furthermore have a decent, friendly or heartfelt life. 5. Tidiness and cleanliness. Tidiness is one of the precepts of cleanliness. Train your kids to keep themselves as well as their environmental elements perfect and clean. 6. Individual medical care and fundamental emergency treatment. Among the basic things that adolescents ought to learn, as a feature of dealing with themselves, is to deal with their well-being. 7. Interactive abilities and habits. Showing your youngster abilities and habits that they would show in a group environment is fundamental for them to have a smooth public activity. 8. Association abilities. Sloppiness is one of the variables that lead to unfortunate using time effectively. An ineffectively coordinated individual is quite often looking for something. 9. Homegrown abilities. Dealing with a home. Envision your spoiled small kid at long last completes school and starts an unmistakable overflow of energy. However, they could loathe each snapshot of it in the event that they don't have the foggiest idea about the fundamental home administration abilities. It is better assuming all youngsters become familiar with these fundamental abilities from the beginning. 10. Driving and car upkeep abilities. Driving is one of the main fundamental abilities for youngsters to be self-subordinate. Be that as it may, knowing how to drive a vehicle isn't sufficient. Your youngster ought to likewise be aware of street well-being, auto care, and what to do when there is vehicle inconvenience. 11. Navigational abilities. Essential navigational abilities are more significant so that regardless of whether they have a vehicle, they will actually want to go starting with one spot then on to the next. 12. Relational abilities. Correspondence might appear to be more similar to a business expertise. In any case, consider it, could your youngster have to impart in his own life? Showing your youngster how to make himself clear without culpable someone else is significant. Correspondence is a basic expertise that your teen should dominate for relational connections in private and expert lives. 13. Conduct abilities. The personality of a singular shows in the manner they act. Assist your teen form areas of strength by assisting them with creating sound way of behaving. The following are a couple of fundamental things you could think about educating them. 14. Abilities to remain safe. At the point when your adolescent youngsters are out on the planet without help from anyone else, it means a lot to know how to remain safe. Truth be told, remaining safe is one of the main fundamental abilities for young people. The following are a couple of pointers that could be useful to your high schooler to remain protected on the actual plane as well as the virtual plane, on the web. 15. Adapting to feelings. Helping youngsters to adapt to feelings will permit him to see the two sides of a circumstance. Adapting and self-administration abilities that you could show your teens are referenced straight away. 16. Critical thinking abilities. Among the fundamental abilities for youth is critical thinking. You can't anticipate that your kid should return to you for assist each time they're with having an issue. What you could do is train them to manage issues like mature grown-ups. 17. Fundamental instructive abilities. Schooling is fundamental for carrying on with an agreeable and sound life. There is no question about it. Your youngsters would have figured out how to peruse, compose, and talk at home. In any case, they could likewise have to know how to utilize a PC, a telephone, and different contraptions. 18. Objective setting. Knowing how to focus on. Train your youngsters to recognize their abilities and put forth objectives that can give them individual delight as well as expert achievement. 19. Using time productively. How frequently have you heard your teen gripe about not having sufficient opportunity to do all that they like to? We as a whole have 24 hours in a day. How we make do, it improves things significantly in what we accomplish. 20. Thinking abilities. Your youngster should simply decide, go with a decision at each step of their grown-up life. From something as basic as what to have for supper to making a critical profession move or wedding an individual they love, everything is a choice. 21. Employability abilities. To be employable or be seen by likely managers, an individual necessitates to have something other than qualifications on the wall. The following are a couple of abilities you might urge your teen to create for better profession valuable open doors. These are a couple among the rundown of fundamental abilities for youngsters they need to advance prior to starting the excursion as a grown-up. The way into a cheerful life is to support two key abilities: the readiness and capacity to learn new things, forget abilities that are not valuable and relearn them with another viewpoint. Concurred that showing fundamental abilities to teens is difficult, however on the off chance that you can do that, you will have done equity to your occupation as a parent. What fundamental abilities how about adolescents learn? Share your perspectives about it in our remarks segment.